also. Alright? So refresh yourself and understand, Jiva Tattvas are certain things and so on. And Shakti Tattvas are different. They are also personalities, but they're doing different service. And as well as his own expansions who also serve him sometimes in different capacities. Text 15.
Ilavrate tu Bhagavan bhava eka eva puman nahyanyas tatraparo nirvishati bhavanyaha shapa nimitta gno yat pravekshyastaha stri bhavas tat paschat vakshyami.
Sukadeva Goswami said, in the tract of land known as Ilavrata Varsha, the only male person is Lord Shiva, the most powerful demigod. Goddess Durga, the wife of Lord Shiva, does not like any man to enter that land. If any foolish man dares to do so, she immediately turns him into a woman. I shall explain this later in the 9th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Text 16.
Bhavani nataihi stri ganarbudha sahasrair avarudhyamano bhagavatas chaturmurter mahapurushasya turiyam tamasi murtim prakritim atmanah sankarshana sabhyamatma samadhi rupena sannidhapyaitad abhigrinan bhava upadhavati.
In Ilavrita Varsha, Lord Shiva is always encircled by 10 billion maidservants of Goddess Durga who minister to him. What is the population of our world now? 7 billion? Yeah, he has more than that. Maidservants. Right? Can you just imagine? Can you imagine? It's not possible. We don't understand it.
So Prabhu, this is not Kailash, right? This is
Ilavrita Varsha. But as I said, he has an abode there also. He's staying there also because of his devotees and so on.
So is it like a powered reflection of Kailash?
No. No, it is actual Kailash in that place.
Oh, sure.
But Prabhu, if it's only
Like Vrindavan, no? Like Vrindavan.
Then where is Nandi and all the sages and
They are in Kailash.
but they are not here in Ilavrata Varsha.
They may be there.
But then it is said only
I know.
maid servants are allowed
Yes.
to be there.
But you will see.
Nandi is also female.
Yeah.
Those are separate.
They are like separate,
Nandi is female, right?
That is part
separate
of
categories.
Part of
The-
team.
the-
Oh, the carrier of Shiva.
Yeah.
let's see. The quadruple expansion of the Supreme Lord is composed of Vasudeva, Pradyumna, Aniruddha and Shankarshana. Shankarshana, the fourth expansion, is certainly transcendental. But because his activities of destruction in the material world are in the mode of ignorance, he is known as Tamasi. The Lord's form in the mode of ignorance. Lord Shiva knows that Shankarshana is the original cause of his own existence, and thus he always meditates upon him in trance by chanting the following mantra. So the Lord, this is how Lord Shiva's personal deity, he worships. Shankarshana is his worshipable deity. In the purport, second or third line, Srila Prabhupada says, because destruction is in the mode of ignorance, Lord Shiva and his worshipable deity Shankarshana are technically called Tamasi. Lord Shiva is the incarnation of Tamoguna. Since both Lord Shiva and Shankarshana are always enlightened and situated in the transcendental position, they have nothing to do with the modes of material nature, goodness, passion and ignorance. But because the activities involve them with the mode of ignorance, they are sometimes called tamasi. They are not tamasic. they use it for a purpose of destruction within the material universe. That's all. They're just using it. They're not using it for.
They are not affected by it.
They are not affected. In fact, he controls Durga a lot. So therefore, he's not under the purview of Durga many times. So it's good to know this. Text 17.
Shri Bhagavan Vacha Om Namo Bhagavate Mahapurushaya Sarvaguna Sarvyanayanatvaya Nama Iti.
The most powerful Lord Shiva says, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you in your expansion as Lord Shankarshana. You are the reservoir of all transcendental qualities. Although you are unlimited, you remain unmanifest to the non-devotees. Text 18. Bhaje
Bhaje bhajana bhaje bhaje
Bhajan
bhajanyarana pada pankajam
Bhaje bhajanyarana pada pankajam
Bhagasya krishnasya paramparayanam
Bhagasya krishnasya paramparayanam
Bhaktveshvalam bhavita bhuta bhavanam
Bhakveshalam bhavita bhuta bhavanam
Bhavapaham svabhava bhavam ishvaram
Bhavapaham bhava ishvaram.
is like amazing meter and ba everywhere, no? And pa and ba. Oh my Lord, you are the only worshipable person, for you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the reservoir of all opulences. Your secure lotus feet are the only source of protection for all your devotees, whom you satisfy by manifesting yourself in various forms. O my Lord, you deliver your devotees from the clutches of material existence. Non-devotees, however, remain entangled in material existence by your will. Kindly accept me as your eternal servant. Text 19.
Nayasya maya gunachitta vrittibe
Nayasya maya gunachitta vrittibe
Nirikshato hyanya api drishtirajyate
Nirikshato hyanya drishtirajyate
Isheyatano ajitamanyuram hasam
Isheyatano ajitamanyuram hasam
Kastam namanyeta jigishuratmanaha
Kastam namanyeta jigishuratmanaha.
We cannot control the force of our anger. Therefore, when we look at material things, we cannot avoid feeling attraction or repulsion for them. But the Supreme Lord is never affected in this way. Although He glances over the material world for the purpose of creating, maintaining and destroying it, He is not affected even to the slightest degree. Therefore, one who desires to conquer the force of the senses must take shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord. Then he will be victorious. Because the Lord is transcendental, we have to connect with Him to overcome our material things. So Prabhupada says at the end, anyone who wants to be secure from the influence of the modes of material nature must take shelter of Him. There's no ifs or buts. Must. He uses the word must. He is transcendental. Text 20.
Asadrushoya pratibhati mayaya
Asadrushoya pratibhati mayaya
Shibheva madvashatam tamralochanaha
Shiveva madvashatam tamralochanaha
Nagavadvo arhana ishire hriya
Nagavadvo ishire hriya
Yatpadayo sparshana darshitendriyaha
Yatpadayo sparshana darshitendriyaha.
For persons with impure vision, the Supreme Lord's eyes appear like those of someone who indiscriminately drinks intoxicating beverages. Thus bewildered, such unintelligent persons become angry at the Supreme Lord, and due to their angry mood, the Lord Himself appears angry and very fearful. However, this is an illusion. When the wives of the serpent demon were agitated by the touch of the Lord's lotus feet, due to shyness they could proceed no further in their worship of Him. Yet the Lord remained unagitated by their touch, for He is equipoised in all circumstances. Therefore, who will not worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Now, I don't know what wives and the serpent demon.
Is it Kalia?
Kalia.
No, I don't know. Where did the Lord touch the wives of the Kalia?
No, the wives, they were their offering.
Did they touch
No,
him?
no.
No, never.
He Lord touched only on the
I know.
Kalia.
Yes, I'm talking about this. Who? This
Wives
was.
also.
Yeah. So first time I also thought of that. Then I said, touch of the Lord's lotus feet.
Maybe when they were requesting to spare his life,
Yeah.
they came and pay obeisances.
Maybe we don't know. Maybe when we read, then we'll.
We can go on to
Yeah. Because. All right. Generally, if you see the deities, the eyes is what color?
White, reddish.
reddish. Yeah. So for people who don't know anything, it appears like the Lord's eye look like he's drunk, but actually it's tinged with red around the eyes. The whites, it's reddish inside. The description is like that. So, and if you don't appreciate that or understand that, you will find that when you look at that, you may not like it in the beginning. That's what it is. Those who are ignorant and unintelligent, they think, oh, he's angry. Just stick to lotus feet. Which is one lecture I was listening just the other day. The Prabhupada said, don't look at the Lord directly. Look at his lotus feet. Yeah. He said, don't even look at the form. Why you have to look? Look at the lotus feet first. So it was interesting. So anyway, here, if you look, generally, or the description it says, he has tinges of pink or red around, even Krishna. And for most people who are ignorant, they will think that is the eyes, red eyes is eyes of who? Not only angry, demoniac, monsters like that. That is due to ignorance. But if you read here, it says that's because they are foolish, unintelligent person. And then I heard another, I think it's in the Dasa Avatara song, Srila Prabhupada explains that about how the demons come and challenge the Lord. So the Lord gets angry. He says it's not that the Lord is angry, it's because the demons want the Lord to be angry with them. And they want him to be the enemy. So he says, okay, I will be an enemy because you want me to be angry. Because otherwise he doesn't take those positions. So similarly in the same way, he appears angry because they are angry people. Yeah?
Later,
Right?
Sagar Maharaj's sons, and they go.
Yes.
Couple there, they look.
We will come later, yes. The Ganga thing. Sagara, the 60,000 sons. Alright, so anyway, in the purport, Prabhupada says anyone who remains unagitated even in the presence of cause for agitation is called dhira or equipoise. Dhirastatrana muyate. It means you are equipoised in all circumstances. So you have to practice tolerance, all of you as devotees. There will be many challenges in your life, just tolerate. Tolerate means you accept the situation and just keep quiet, not that you fight it. That's the difference. You will think, let's say you are like your son, Radhika Gopinath's son gets angry and fight with you. So how old is he now?
13.
Okay, so the time is coming where you cannot really shout at him anymore. It has to be more
Friendly.
Yeah, approach at that level. You can raise your voice, but it's coming where you cannot become more and more. Like when you were young, you say, and then they jump and do things. Now you can't. You have to become more like, I'm telling you, don't let me get angry. Like that. Yeah. So similarly, you have to become more equipoised. Your thoughts should be, how can I behave in a sense that he'll understand what I want to pass the message, and at the same time that he knows that I'm a devotee of Krishna, that my intention is always good. That is equipoised. So sometimes your spiritual master will shout at you and say, you have to accept it. So, yes, Guru, and go and do your service. Not become a fool and start jumble. Why he shout? Why? For what reason? I am a good person. So many devotees have left movement because of that. They don't understand. Shaksha darivena na samasta shashne. First of all, you accept that, then you go and serve. If you don't understand, you cannot serve that. Then you will see him as ordinary person. You cannot. Okay. So Prabhupada says like that, right? Prahlad was calm also when Hiranyakashipu came. He just he was so happy to see the Lord. Actually, for Prahlad, wherever he looked, he could see the Lord. When his father asked him, he looked everywhere, he saw Krishna smiling at him. So when he says, is he in this column? Yeah, he's there. Because he could see the Lord. Yeah. So that is the vision. The vision of a dhira, person who is self-controlled. So don't let it affect you. Text 21.
Yammahurasya sthiti janma samyamam Tribir vihinam yamanantam vishayaha Na veda siddhartam iva kvachit sthitam Bhumandalam murta sahasra dhamasu
Sahasradhamasu. Lord Shiva continued, all the great sages accept the Lord as the source of creation, maintenance and destruction, although he actually has nothing to do with these activities. Therefore the Lord is called unlimited. Unlimited, another word is Ananda. Although the Lord in his incarnation as Sesha holds all the universes on his hoods, each universe feels no heavier than a mustard seed to him. Therefore, what person desiring perfection will not worship the Lord? So just see how powerful he is. He's holding the entire universe. I think there is a form, right?
Yeah.
Under the mandalas.
Over there,
Yeah.
Is the hoods.
So he is holding, and for him he doesn't even feel anything. Just like if I put a mustard seed on your head, you won't feel anything. Like that. So that is the understanding we should have. He is inconceivable actually, basically.
Just like when the Lord feels the itch,
Yes.
he allows that Mandara mountain to
Mandara
jump,
is scratching.
scratch.
It's inconceivable, and you should just, all you can do is smile, that's all. And say, okay, I can understand this. Text 22 and 23.
Yasyadya asid guna vigraho mahan Vijnana Vishnu Bhagavan Ajakkita Yat sambhavo aham trivritasva tejasa Vaikarikam tamasamaindriyam srije Ete vayam yasya vashe mahatmanaha Stita sakunta iva sutra yantritaha Mahanaham vaitra tamasendriyaha Srijama sarve yadanugrahadidam
From that Supreme Personality of Godhead appears Lord Brahma, whose body is made from the total material energy, the reservoir of intelligence predominated by the passionate mode of material nature. So you see, his body is intelligence.
It's not spiritual.
It's not, but it is spirit also, but is covered by intelligence. From Lord Brahma, I myself am born as a representation of false ego known as Rudra. By my own power I create all the other demigods, the five elements and the senses. Therefore I worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is greater than any of us, and under whose control are situated all the demigods, material elements and senses, and even Lord Brahma, and I myself, like birds bound by a rope. Only by the Lord's grace can we create, maintain and annihilate the material world. Therefore I offer my respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Being. So in the Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada explains how, that Lord Brahma is born from the Mahatattva. Right? So we have read in the previous canto also. The lotus represents the Mahatattva. Yeah. Let's continue.
Yannirmitam karyapi karma parvanim Mayam jano ayam guna sarga mohitaha Na veda nistarana yoga manjasa Tasmai namaste vilayodayatmane
Tasmai Namaste Dayolayamane. The illusory energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead binds all of us conditioned souls to this material world. Therefore, without being favored by Him, persons like us cannot understand how to get out of that illusory energy. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto the Lord, who is the cause of creation and annihilation. So we know the potency of this energy is superlative, right? The Lord uses how many? One fourth of His potency to actually create this side of the. Actually, the spiritual world is unlimited. So, but for our understanding, it is said a quarter of that portion is allocated to keep us in prison. All nonsense. That's why we keep us in. So this material energy is His energy. So he therefore says, Devi Yashogunamai. Potency is there. So then Prabhupada explains that it is so difficult to understand all this, even this material energy, yet the scientists, everyone is trying to say they know how to find the cause of life. And so Prabhupada says, they don't understand first of all, and then what will be their credit even if they find out the chemical composition of life?
Prabhupada, you say chicken's more intelligent than you. Because
it lays eggs.
Hen and lays eggs and creates
You can't even
life.
create
You ask
eggs.
first.
Except if you're in China, they'll create the egg.
Plastic eggs.
So he says, what will be their credit if they find out the chemical composition of life? What can they do? So Prabhupada challenges, right? You have all the chemicals, so why can't you create life? They can't do that. They just keep quiet. They say we'll do it in the future. So Prabhupada says that is a post-dated check argument. It's foolish. No? I'll give you in the future. You can cash it in the future. Prabhupada said no. If you're an intelligent person, you say give me some first. Give me something first. They can't give. So whatever cloning or what is done, it's based on already existing life forms. Yeah, it's not that something they create from nothing, which is what they are saying. Suddenly there's a thing that bang, boom. Right? Intelligent people will say how that thing came. They say no, that's a different question. Don't talk about it.
Answer in future.
Yeah, Big Bang is based on that theory. The sun, this whole thing, massive mass, but where did that mass come from? They can't answer that. They keep quiet.
Now, actually, that's what they call progress of science. They say this is humble position. Based on our current understanding, this is the best we can explain.
Yes.
But see, as science is progressing, we are able to come up with better explanation. At least we are better than you. This is what this person told. Because you guys claim you know everything. We are taking humble position that our understanding is limited. We can only explain this
Humble
much.
position.
But we are progressing and we are providing better output. You guys are rascals.
Yeah. That's
Because
a
you
nice
think
way of
more.
saying it. That's an ignorant way of saying,
We are
Why can't you be humble enough to say that you don't know, we know,
Yeah.
so why don't you accept that?
That is real humility.
That is humility. So you can say, for now we will accept you because we don't know any other way to explain. So your explanation makes more sense than our explanation. Why can't they say that? The fact is you are so arrogant to say accept there could be a creator.
That's real arrogance.
Yeah, like I was explaining to you, in England they had this meeting of all the Darwinism and so on. So there's a group of people who opposed it. So they refused to let them speak. So the other group spoke, and then there was two group, one who was in between. So they put forward the argument saying that your Darwin theory cannot even explain how the eye is formed, based on all the research. So the other group accepted, but they don't want to print it to agree that the Darwin theory cannot explain anything. But anyway, it was printed in one of the journals explaining it, but they don't want to take the position or throughout the world saying yes, Darwin theory is not complete, because he can't explain some of the things. The eye is one of the most complicated organs, and they cannot explain how it forms.
Actually, there is a Darwin statement. He says the eye of all of the evolution theory I'm putting forward I'm unable to explain it. He says that in one paragraph.
Yeah, but he himself don't explain everything properly.
But anyway, he's just one man. How much can he do?
Mind all wrong.
Humble.
Very humble.
No, he never intended this consequence, right? People latched onto it. All the atheists latched
No,
onto
he
his theory.
himself was a
Theist, yeah.
Yeah, he was a
Catholic,
theist.
Catholic
His
theist.
son died and he converted
but
into atheist.
he became atheist in his own
He's a Christian.
papers. The theory of evolution, no? He wrote that. Yeah, he himself is
He was in disappointment when
yes
he
with the creation, and so that's how he did. Prabhupada writes within the paragraph. The living entity is never created. So he says even if you have all the chemicals, you cannot create a living entity, right? Based on Bhagavad Gita, na jayati mriyati va kadachin. It's never created, can't be destroyed himself, right? So that's important. Then in this next sentence he says, the living entity desires a certain type of body, and by the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the body is created from material nature. Right? Sat asat yonisu janmasu. Right? According to what you desire, you're going to get, which is nothing but a kind of machine. Yantra rudrarani maya. So it's coming from material energy. So why is this not scientific?
So, Prabhu, material energy or material nature is matter, right? It's inert.
Inert, yes.
So how can it produce bodies? Because I don't remember the answer I read somewhere in BTG. It was very well explained, but I didn't understand what that means.
The material energy is becomes functional with the living entity, time factor, their karma, and the super soul. And then it becomes animated, and it's able to
Grow.
you can say grow or form the
So
body.
whatever reactions material nature gives, it's also because it's animated by potency of the Lord.
Yes, the super soul,
Time factor.
Atma, Paramatma. Without his sanction, it cannot move. Right? Upadeksha Mandis, Bharta Bhakta Maheshwara. Remember we studied that? Yeah. Based on his desire, then he sanctions accordingly. Okay, they need this body. Then the inert matter originally is pradhan, it can't do anything. But after the jiva and the time factor and the Lord's glancing allows it to become animated. On its own it cannot. It has some ability to do certain things, that's about it. But once the jiva and the super soul is there, it becomes more binding and all that it can do then nicely. Otherwise it's not able to. Right? Yeah. So, and so primarily Srila Prabhupada writes that, which is nothing but a kind of machine handled by the Supreme Lord. Okay? And then the Lord gives a living entity a particular type of mechanical body, and the living entity must work with it according to the law of fruitive activities. So later on he says this is the secret of the transmigration of the soul from one body to another. Okay. And then at the end of that section, before Bahunam Janmanam, Prabhupada says nature is nothing but a machine operated by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When one understands the operator, his problems of life are solved. Okay, so we'll take a break, 10 minutes, and then we'll continue chapter 18.